Hello dear students, welcome to Konark classes. Today we will continue our discussion on integration by partial fractions. Okay, so this is our third part of this session. Now in the first two parts, we had discussed that by looking into the different categories of this expression, how we can how we can express those expressions in terms of that partial fractions. So the main point is that, dear students, just by looking into one integration, that the integrand, which is expressed in the form of a polynomial function in the numerator and a polynomial function in the denominator, first you need to think that what rule I need to apply. Out of these 5 rules, which one I need to apply? Number 1. Number 2, we will see that there are some cases where that it is not directly in this form, but just by looking into some kind of a substitution, we can make those into in this kind of form. We will look into those. So first one, I'm just going to give you this one from my note, okay, and you also do along with me. That is what is very important, that you also do along with me, so that things will be very clear. So here the integration is, in the numerator it is 3x minus 2 dx, okay, and in the denominator it is x plus 1 whole square, x plus 1 whole square into x plus 3. Okay, so how to perform integration of this type? So first, as I was telling, that looking into this integrand, that is 3x minus 2, what is the integrand here? It is 3x minus 2 divided by x plus 1 whole square into x plus 3. Okay, we need to first see that which category it is coming to, and we see this is coming into the fourth category, correct? That is px square, sorry, not, this is the fourth category. So first, looking into this, we need to understand in which category it is. So if we look into it, we see that this is in the fourth category, where the denominator is a square of a linear expression. Okay, so what we should express this? This we should write is that capital A divided by x plus 1, okay, plus capital B by x plus 1 whole square, okay, plus capital C divided by x plus 3. Okay, so why we have done so? That we see that x plus 1 whole square, that means first, and the numerator is a linear polynomial here. So first we need to write that a by x plus 1 plus b by x plus 1 whole square, because x plus 1 whole square is there, and there is another linear expression, that is x plus 3, so we write c by x plus 3. So what is capital A, capital B, capital C? They are real constant. And what is our target? Our target is to find the value of this constant first. After that, integration will be very easy, because we know integration of this left hand side expression is equal to sum of the integration of these 3. For example, sum of the integration of a into 1 by x plus 1 dx, that is, we know integration dx by x plus 1 is nothing but log of mod x plus 1. Integration b should be outside because it is a constant, so it should be outside of the integration. Integration of dx by x plus 1 whole square, that should be equal to minus 1 by x plus 1. And c should be outside of integration. C integration dx by x plus 3 is equal to log of mod x plus 3. And for each of this integration, there will be one integrating constant. Now, you see that it is so easy to perform the integration in the right hand side. But for that, what we need to do? We need to find the value of these real constants a, b and c. And how to perform that one? So for that, in both the sides, we are going to multiply by x plus 1 whole square into x plus 3. So what we are going to get? So we get 3x minus 2 is equal to a into x plus 1 into x plus 3 plus b into x plus 3 plus c into x plus 1 whole square. Now dear students, to find the value of capital A, capital B and capital C, there are two methods. The first method is that we can apply any value, any real value of x in both the sides of this identity. It is an identity, so it is going to be true for any real values of x, so we can apply any real values and in that way you can find that one, number one. And number two is that we can equate the coefficients of like terms in the left hand side and right hand side, or we can use the mixture of both these methods. Okay, so let's see. Suppose we want to find the value of b first. For that, what we should do, dear students, we should apply the value of x equal to minus 1. Why? Because if we apply the value of x equal to minus 1, then this expression will be 0. This will also be 0, because in both these expressions there is x plus 1 and we are applying the value of x equal to minus 1. But this will not be 0. So let's apply x equal to minus 1. So if we apply x equal to minus 1, then what we are going to get in the left hand side? So 3 into minus 1 is 3, minus 2, that is equal to a into 0, plus b into minus 1 plus 3 plus c into 0. So from here what we get, dear students? So from here we are getting that minus 5 is equal to 2 into b, correct? So what we get here is that from here we get the value of b is equal to minus 5 by 2. Okay, so we get the value of b is equal to minus 5 by 2. Now once we get the value of b is equal to minus 5 by 2, okay, so let us now find the value of c. How we can find the value of c? In this expression, okay, so this is a very important expression, important identity. Okay, in this identity what we are going to do, dear students, that we are going to apply the value of x equal to minus 3. Then this will be 0, this will be 0 and this will be remain. So we can, in that way you can find the value of c. So what to do? We need to apply the value of x is equal to minus 3. Then what we are going to get in the left hand side? 3 into minus 3, that is minus 9 and minus 2, that is equal to a into 0, because minus 3 if we apply then it will be 0, plus b into 0 plus c into minus 3 plus 1 complete whole square. So what we are going to get then? In the left hand side we are getting minus 2 minus 9 minus 2 is minus 11, that is equal to c into minus 3 plus 1, that is minus 2, minus 2 whole square is 4, so 4c. So what we get is that this is equal to 4c. So from here what we get, the value of c is equal to minus 11 divided by 4. Okay, dear students, so we get the value of c is equal to minus 11 by 4. Now we need to find the value of a. So how to find the value of a? You see that as I was telling, there are two methods. That one method is applying the value of x, and the second method is that we can equate the like terms, or we can say that equate the coefficient of the like terms. So what is the coefficient of x square in the right hand side expression? You see a, x and x square. So a is a coefficient for this term. This term there is no x square, so we can ignore, and this one we get x square plus 2x plus 1. That means coefficient of x square in this expression is actually c. So what we get, dear students, in the coefficient of x square in this term is a, and coefficient of x square in this term is c. So together the coefficient of x square in the right hand side is a plus c. And what is the coefficient of x square in the left hand side expression? It is 0, because there is no term containing x square in the left hand side. So what we can write? We can write that a plus c is equal to 0. So from here we can find the value of a is equal to minus c. So now already we found the value of c as minus 11 by 4. So a should be minus of minus 11 by 4, that is equal to plus 11 by 4. Minus of minus 11 by 4. So from here what we get? We get A is equal to 11 by 4. Correct? So these are the values of A, B and C. So then, dear students, what we should do? We should apply the value of A as 11 by 4 here. So you can write 11 by 4. What is the value of B? Value of B is equal to minus 5 by 2. So minus 5 by 2. And what is the value of C? Is minus 11 by 4. So here we should write minus 11 by 4. Correct? So dear students, so integration will be very easy now. Okay? So let me clean this portion so that I can do this one here. Okay? So dear students, here I am going to do. Okay? Now, so this implies integration of 3x minus 2 dx, okay, divided by x plus 1 whole square into x plus 3 is equal to, 11 by 4 is a constant, so we should take outside of this integration, then it will be dx by x plus 1, okay, minus 5 by 2 into integration dx by x plus 1 whole square, okay. Minus 5 by 2 is a constant, so we took outside of that integration. In the similar manner, minus 11 by 4 we took outside of this integration, it is dx by x plus 3. So now dear students, so what we see is that, so if we take this integration, the given integration as I, then what we get? I is equal to 11 by 4 into I1 minus 5 by 2 into I2 plus, minus 11 by 4 into I3. Correct? So what is I1? I can mark the I1 as this. So this is I1. Correct? So this is what is I1. What is I2? So this integration is I2. Okay, and this integration is I3. Okay, now finding the value of I1, I2 and I3 are pretty simple. So let's find the value of I1. So what is I1? I1 is equal to integration dx by x plus 1. So that is equal to log of mod x plus 1 plus c1. If someone of you is not comfortable with this, that how come integration dx by x plus 1 is equal to log of mod x plus 1, so I suggest you to please look into my the other session in which we have discussed on the method of substitution, then it will be clear. Okay, and I2 is equal to integration of dx by x plus 1 whole square. Okay, so that is equal to minus of 1 by x plus 1 plus another integrating constant c2. In the similar manner, okay, you can apply this thing, that method of substitution. I can tell you quickly. For the second one, take x plus 1 equal to t. Then what it will be? Dx will be equal to dt. So instead of a dx, you can write dt by t square. That means integration t to the power minus 2 dt. That means t to the power minus 1 by minus 1. That means minus 1 by t. Replace back the value of t, that is x plus 1. Okay. And then in the similar manner, we can find the value of I3 as integration dx by x plus 3. And we get the value is equal to log of mod x plus 3 plus c3. c3 is an integrating constant. The same logic, integration dx by x plus 1, same logic dx by x plus 3. Quickly you can say x plus 3 is equal to t, so dx is equal to dt, so this integration will become dt by t What is integration dt by t? It is log of mod d plus integrating constant. Apply back the value of t, that is equal to x plus 3. So you will get log of mod x plus 3 plus c3. I am saying very quickly for this portion because our purpose in this session is to not discuss how to perform integration of this one. This is already discussed in our previous session. Please have a look into it. Okay. So now as we found the value of this integration, so what we should do here? So we can find this value here, I is equal to, so what we can write here is that, let me write it here. So this implies, so I is equal to 11 by 4 into log of mod x plus 1 plus c1 minus 5 by 2 into minus 1 by x plus 1 plus c2, okay, minus 11 by 4 into log mod x plus 3 plus c3 into log mod x plus 3 plus c3. Okay. So now as we have applied the value of I1, I2, I3, so let me clean this portion. Okay. Now if we clean this portion, then what we are going to get, dear students? So here I am going to get is that, so this implies that I, the given integration, is equal to 11 by 4 log of mod x plus 1 and minus 11 by 4 log mod x plus 3. So what we can write? Here you can write log of mod x plus 1 minus log mod x plus 3, correct? Now minus 5 by 2 and minus 1, that become plus 5 by 2 into 1 by x plus 1. So plus 5 by 2 into x plus 1. Now let us club together all these constants, that is 11 by 4 c1 minus 5 by 2 c2 minus 11 by 4 c3. So what we can write here is that, we can write is that, so plus 11 by 4 c1 minus 5 by 2 into c2 minus 11 by 4 c3, correct? So the given integration that this one I, so I is what? Integration 3x minus 2 by x plus 1 whole square into x plus 3. So that implies what we are going to get it, dear students. So integration 3x minus 2 dx divided by x plus 1 whole square, okay, into x plus 3, okay, is equal to 11 by 4 log of mod x plus 1 minus log mod x plus 3, that is equal to what? Log m minus log n, log of m by n, that is equal to 11 by 4 into log mod x plus 1 divided by mod x plus 3, correct? Now plus 5 by 2 into x plus 1 plus 5 by 2 into x plus 1, okay, plus c, where c is equal to 11 by 4 c1 minus 5 by 2 c2 minus 11 by 4 c3. So what I am saying, dear students, so this c, whatever you see here, na, so the entire, constant which is multiplied by a number, so this entire thing is actually we are replacing by c. Okay, so this is another constant, c is an integrating constant. So what is the value of this entire integration we get, dear students? So this is equal to 11 by 4 log mod of x plus 1 by mod of x plus 3 means mod x plus 1 by x plus 3. So mod x plus 1 divided by x plus 3, okay, plus 5 by 2 into x plus 1 plus 5 by 2 into x plus 1 plus 1 integrating constant c. We are done with this question. Okay, so the main important point is that by looking into this kind of integration, okay, first you need to make sure that which category it is coming. Okay, now dear students, so let's go with some other question and see that how we can, you know, solve it. Okay, the next question I am going to place it here, dear students. So please do along with me. That is, I always say, the moment you do along with me, your preparation will be absolutely, you know, clear without wasting any time. But if you just watch this video but do not do by your own, then what will happen, you know, later again you need to do by your own. So better to do along with me. Okay, and the way I am doing is that always I am, you know, applying the, you know, whatever we have learned previously, so that you can always go back to those previous session and do along with me. Okay, in case of any further confusion or clarification, please do let me know. The next question what I am going to give, dear students, so let me first place it here. So the question is something like this. Interesting question. Okay, yeah. So integration of x square dx divided by x square plus 1 into x square plus 4. How to perform this integration? Okay. So if you look into this integrand, what is the integrand here? Integrand here is that x square divided by x square plus 1 into x square plus 4. If you look into this expression, it's not coming into any of these categories directly. Correct or not? Okay, so what to do? Let us think. We see that x square is there in the both numerator and denominator. So we can write this thing as, if we replace that x square by y, so it will be y divided by y plus 1 into y plus 4. Correct or not? Okay, so where y is equal to x square. Correct? So then what we can do, dear students, that we can write that y by y plus 1 into y plus 4, that we can, you know, express in the partial fraction. It is of this one, category 1. So what we can write? So that should be equal to capital A by y plus 1 plus capital B by y plus 4. Okay, where A and capital B are real constant. So what we should do, dear students? The same procedure what we have done earlier, multiply both sides of this, you know, identity by y plus 1 into y plus 4. If we do so, in the left hand side we will be left with y, and right hand side it should be a into y plus 4 plus b into y plus 1. Now why we have done so? Because y plus 1 and y plus into y plus 4 is not equal to 0. So you can write here, for the sake of completeness, okay, y plus 1 into y plus 4, okay, should not be equal to 0. If you write like this in your answer paper, it gives an extra impression to the, you know, teacher who is evaluating your paper, that yes, this is not equal to 0, hence you are able to multiply both sides of this, you know, both sides of this identity. Otherwise you can't. Now what will happen if y plus 1 into y plus 4 equal to 0? That means x square plus 1 into x square 4 plus 4 equal to 0. Then the question doesn't make sense. Denominator is 0. Correct? So now what you should do, we need to, our target is now to find the value of capital A and capital B. For that, what we should do? First, we should apply the value of y equal to minus 1 of both sides of this identity. What we are going to get? Left hand side will be minus 1 is equal to a into y plus 4. Y plus 4 means what? It is equal to y is minus 1, so minus 1 plus 4 plus b into minus 1 plus 1. Correct? So what we get from here, we get is that minus 1 is equal to 3 into a plus 0. That implies a is equal to minus 1 by 3. So that is the value of a we get, dear students. Okay. Now how to find the value of b, that capital B, the other real constant? For that we should apply the value of y as minus 4, so that this expression will become 0. So what we do is that we apply y is equal to minus 4. So then what we get is that minus 4 is equal to a into minus 4 plus 4 plus b into minus 4 plus 1. So that implies what? That implies minus 4 is equal to a into 0 plus minus 4 plus 1, that is minus 3 into b. So minus 3 into b. So from here what we get? Minus 4 equal to 3b. That means b is equal to 4 by 3. That implies b should be equal to 4 by 3. Now dear students, so we can apply these values of a and b in this in this expression. So what we are going to get? So we are going to get a is equal to minus 1 by 3. So we can write here is that a is equal to minus 1 by 3. And what is the value of b? The value of b is equal to 4 by 3. Correct? So now we are almost done. Okay. So let me clean this portion and let me do it here. So what we get it here, dear students, is that, so this implies if we replace the value of y as x square, so what we are going to get? This implies x square divided by x square plus 1 into x square plus 4 is equal to minus 1 by 3 into 1 by x square plus 1, because y is equal to x square, plus 4 by 3 into 1 by x square plus 4. Correct? Now if we perform integration of both the sides, so it will be x square dx. Minus 1 by 3 is a constant, it should be taken outside of the integration. So it will be integration 1 into dx means dx by x square. 4 by 3 is a constant, it should be taken out of the integration. So integration sign will be here. 1 into dx means it is dx. Now the right hand side integration is now very easy to do. And here is that. So let me write down the question. So integration 3 sin phi minus 2 into cos phi divided by 5 minus cos square phi minus 4 sin phi into d phi. Okay. So think about that, you get this question in your examination. So how to proceed? The first one is that whenever you see like this kind of stuff, that sin phi and cos phi is there, our first target should be is that if we assume that sin phi is equal to sin phi is equal to some variable, suppose t, then what will happen? We will get that cos phi d phi is equal to dt. Correct, na? So if we take that sin phi is equal to t, then cos phi d phi will be dt. So then we can proceed further, but for that, wherever the sin phi is there, it is fine, but this cos square phi we need to replace by sin phi. How? Because we know cos square phi is equal to 1 minus sin square phi. So how to proceed here, dear students? So this is equal to integration, okay, 3 sin phi, okay, minus 2 divided by 5 minus 1 minus sin square phi, that is cos square phi is equal to 1 minus sin square phi, minus 4 into sin phi d phi. Okay, here I need to write cos phi. So then what we get here, dear students? So we get 3 sin phi minus 2 divided by 5 minus 1, that is 4, that is 4, minus and minus become plus, so 4 plus sin square phi minus 4 sin phi, okay, so the entire thing is there, into cos phi d phi. Correct? Now, dear students, so what we can do is that we can replace, means substitution, okay, we can make the substitution that sin phi equal to t, okay. So let me use a different color, huh? So let sin phi is equal to t. T is another variable. So now if we make a differentiation of both the sides, so what is the differentiation of sin phi? Cos phi d phi. So what we can write? That cos phi into d phi is equal to dt. So that means instead of cos phi d phi we can write dt. So then this integration becomes is that 3 sin phi minus 2, that means 3 into t minus 2 divided by 4 plus t square minus 4 into t, correct or not, into cos phi d phi is dt, correct. So what we can do here is that, so this becomes, so this integration becomes 3t minus 2 dt divided by, you see, t square minus 4t plus 4. So what we can write? It is actually t square minus 2 into t into 2 plus 4 is 2 square. Why we write like these things? So that it can be expressed as t minus 2 whole square. So what we get here, dear students? So from here we get, so this is equal to integration 3t minus 2 dt divided by t minus 2 complete whole square. You see, dear students, the given question was not any of this form directly, but by means of the substitution that sin phi equal to t, we are able to transform this question to this form, and it is known to us. We know how to integrate this one. Okay, let's see. So what we see, dear students, that something like this. Okay, so let me write it here. So the entire integration, the given integration is now transformed to, this is equal to integration 3t minus 2 dt divided by t minus 2 complete whole square, and you can write is that where that t is equal to sin phi. Okay, where t is equal to sin phi. So now here comes the concept of partial fractions. Let's see how we can perform the partial fractions. So we can remove this entire portion. Okay. So dear students, so let us write that what is that integrand here? that 3t minus 2 divided by t minus 2 whole square. And it is in which category? This is in the second category. Px plus q by x minus a whole square. So how to express this one? This should be equal to capital A by t minus 2 plus capital B by t minus 2 complete whole square, where capital A and capital B are a real constant. The moment we find the value of capital A and capital B, it will be very easy to integrate the right side. And I hope by this time you become master in finding the value of this real constant capital A and capital B. So let us do quickly. So what we should do? We should multiply both sides of this identity by t minus 2 whole square. So 3t minus 2, that is equal to A into t minus 2 plus B. Okay, since t minus 2 cannot be equal to 0, because if t minus 2 is equal to 0, that means if sin phi minus 2 is equal to 0, then the entire denominator will become 0 and the question will have no meaning. Okay, so then what we can do is that we can apply the value of t is equal to 2 in both sides. So what we are going to get in the left hand side, 3 into 2, that is 6. So 3 into 2 minus 2, that is equal to A into 2 minus 2, that is 0, plus B. So from here what we get, 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. So that implies B is equal to 4. So we get the value of B as 4, dear students. So now how to find the value of A? So for that what we can do is that we can equate the coefficient of t in both the sides of this identity. In this identity, if we equate the coefficient of t, so what is the coefficient of t in the left hand side? It is 3. And what is the coefficient of t in the right hand side? It is A. So A is equal to 3 by equating the coefficients of t in both left and right hand side. So what is the value of A we are getting? The value of A we are getting is equal to 3. Now this entire integration, now instead of A we can write 3, correct, and instead of B we can write 4. So now dear students, if we need to perform that integration, so let me clean this portion. So if we make that integration, so this implies integration 3t minus 2 dt divided by t minus 2 whole square is equal to, 3 is a constant, so it should be taken out of that integration, dt by t minus 2, plus 4 is also a constant, it should be taken out of the integration, dt by t minus 2 whole square. Okay, so now what is the integration of dt by t minus 2? It is log mod t minus 2. So that is equal to 3 into log of mod t minus 2. Okay, plus one integrating constant c1. Okay, so what we can write is that 3 into log t minus mod of t minus 2 plus c1. Now plus we can write is that 4 into integration dt by t minus 2 whole square, that is equal to minus 1 by t minus 2. So what we can get is that minus 1 by t minus 2, okay, and plus one integrating constant c2. So then what we get it here, dear students? So we get that 3 into log mod t minus 2. So what is the value of t? T is equal to sin phi. So sin phi minus 2 plus, so here it is plus 4 into minus 1, that means minus 4. So minus 4 by t minus 2, that is sin phi minus 2. Sin phi minus 2 plus c, where c is equal to 3 into c1 plus 4 into c2. So what we can write is that where C is equal to 3 into C1 plus 4 into C2, correct? So this is the value of this entire integration. So what we can write it is there in this space, okay? Okay, so let me write it down here, dear students, that what is the value of this integration, okay? So let me write it here. So this is equal to 3 into log of mod sin phi minus 2 minus 4 by sin phi minus 2 plus C. We are done. But let me tell you, sin phi minus 2 or 2 minus sin phi, which one will be here? The mod value of sin phi minus 2 should be equal to 2 minus sin phi. Why? Because the sin phi is always between minus 1 to plus 1. So what we can write here is that, so the mod value will become 3 of log. If we eradicate that mod, means if you remove that mod, it should be 2 minus sin phi minus, okay, or you can write plus 4 by 2 minus sin phi plus C. So with this we are done with this question. So dear students, so please make more practice, and all these practice questions are available in the website at www.konarclasses.com. okay, so if you want to procure a login, then you can contact us, and you will find there are a lot of questions. DPP, that is daily practice problem, then UT, that is unit test, followed by module test, followed by mock test, okay, and it will be a very great preparation. In the next session we will start a topic called integration by parts, okay. Till then, stay tuned, and thank you very much.